Welcome to Let's Talk Context Live. And I'm Ethleen. I just wanted to let you all know, YouTube, you get the exclusive. The Give the Gift of Language giveaway is happening, and it's happening today. It's happening right now. So you guys get to learn about the giveaway, and you get to get a jump on all the activities and everything that's going to be happening right now. So in the description, you will see the link to the Gleam page where you can see everything that we're asking for you to do for the giveaway, and it's awesome. So there are certain tasks that can only be done once, but then there are others that you can do multiple times to increase your chances of getting the giveaway. Now, the beautiful thing about what we're doing this time, and this is a giveaway we do once a quarter, the great thing about it is that there will be two winners. So if you're not the first winner, then you can be the second winner. And I'm excited about it. It's something that I love doing with you all, for you all. So again, YouTube, you guys watching on YouTube, you get first access to it. And the other people on the other platforms, they will find out that the giveaway is open a little bit later. So thank you for coming on board. Thank you for joining today. We are going to start with Ask Anything. All right, so here goes. How has the pandemic impacted you? Well, little known fact, I've been home for almost a month. I stopped going to see my clients face to face and basically leaving my house March 13th. And so it's been, I have major cabin fever. I am exhausted from just being by myself. I haven't been to the gym in almost a month. Oh my goodness, guys, I'm freaking out. And I've been watching what I eat so I don't gain too much weight, but I'm like, I miss the gym. And that's probably, outside of seeing my clients, that's one of the things that I miss the most, is waking up at 4:30 and going to the gym to work out, because it kind of became my habit. It became part of my routine, and now I don't do it anymore. So that's how the pandemic has impacted me. I don't get to see my clients, and I don't get to work out. What book do you recommend for reading to get better at English? So in preparation for this question, what I did was I went through my library and picked out some of my favorite books, like in the whole wide world. And these are books that I've read at least twice. Some I've read more than 2 times. So I'm going to show them to you, and they're all at varying levels, right? So we have everything from beginner to advanced. And in the process of me talking, if you have questions, if there's anything you want to know, you can go ahead and write it in the chat, and I'll get back to you. So book number 1, Arthur. I love Arthur books. Mark Brown is one of my favorite children's authors. So if you have the opportunity to go on YouTube to watch the show, or if you have access to get the book, I highly recommend for children, for beginners, those who are just learning English, definitely Arthur books are a great place to start. You learn real English, not the stuff that they teach in ESL class, but more real everyday conversation, everyday English conversation you'll get from these books. And the topics range. So this is one book that I give to my students, and we read it together. I love it. How the Garcia Girls Lost Their Accent by Julia Alvarez. This is for my teenagers, my intermediate readers. This is a great book. It's about a Dominican family. It talks about just the idea of identity and the family coming of age. Great, great book. You can see that the corner is creased and it's a little damaged. I've read this book a lot. I think I got it in middle school, so we've been through some things together. The Great Divorce by C.S. Lewis. I didn't start reading C.S. Lewis until maybe 7 or 8 years ago, maybe longer, I don't know. But Screwtape Letters, he wrote the Screwtape Letters, and I saw that on Broadway or off Broadway, loved it. And so I started reading more of his books, love them. The sentence structure that he uses, the way he writes is a little more advanced. So if you have been studying English for some time and you want to challenge yourself, definitely C.S. Lewis would be a great place to start. 1,000 Splendid Suns by Khaled Hosseini. This man wrote The Kite Runner, and I loved it. I loved it so much. I bought this book and I cried. Oh my gosh. He's a beautiful author. He tells great stories. It's a more advanced book, but I highly, highly recommend it. And the very last book, see, you ask a question like, what book do you recommend to get better at English? And I'm going to give you my list. The very last book is Americana by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. This woman, she's a Nigerian woman. She's an author, brilliant author. I adore her so much. I loved this book so much. I went out and bought her other books, and I just love her. I love her writing style, the way she tells stories, the words she uses. I mean, her lexicon must be huge because this woman uses words that I'm just like, oh my gosh. The fact that you threw that word in there lets me know that you have an extensive vocabulary. Love Americana. This is for my advanced students. If you are really trying to up your English game, get better at English, this is a great book. I recommend anything by her. So those are my books. And what I'm going to do actually, and we'll talk about it a little bit later, but for pronunciation perfection, once we get to that segment, if you are able to properly write the dictation that I present in the comments section, if you get 4 dictations correct, you will be entered into a drawing to win one of these books. Now, you can either win my copy or I can send you a copy of your own, but I think that's a great exercise to get you reading, and I would love to be able to share that resource with you. But we'll talk about it a little bit later. The last question, if you can live anywhere in the world, what country would you choose? Now, just a little note, I did change the English on these questions to make sure that they were written correctly. So it's okay if you submit a question and it's not in total proper English. I will modify it a little bit so that it's understandable. So if I could live in any country, live anywhere, what country would I choose? It's a little known fact that I love the country of Madagascar. When I was in undergrad in college, I went to French school at Middlebury, and we had a project to do a report on a Francophone country, as a French-speaking country. And I chose Madagascar, or I think Madagascar was given to me. I don't remember. But I fell in love while I was doing research on the country. And so it has always been my secret dream to go to Madagascar, to speak French, to eat the food, to walk on the beach, and to dance. I am like super excited. So depending on how things look at the end of this year, 2021, I may be in Madagascar doing these lessons and doing these lives. Who knows? Thank you. Thank you so much for your questions. They're fun. I love this. I think this is probably my favorite segment in the show, being able to answer these questions. Because I feel like on the other platforms, it's very much English, grammar. And I don't get an opportunity to really show you all my personality or how I am, and so it's fun. If you are interested, there are slots still available for the Persuasive Writing course. It's a 6-week course. I will be teaching on persuasive writing. If you want to learn how essay writing is taught in an American classroom, this is the class for you. My background is in English. I've been teaching for an extensive period of time, so this is kind of my thing, right? I would love to have you participate. All you need is a tablet, a phone, some way to access the internet and Google Drive, and you're pretty much set. We will have one class a week for 2 hours, and then you'll have homework, you'll get some assignments, we'll go through grammar, vocabulary, we'll dissect the essay, what is supposed to be in the different paragraphs, and then by the end of the course, you would have written your own persuasive essay, and you'd be graded as if you were in an American classroom. So if you or you know someone who would be interested in the class, or if you yourself would be interested, I definitely recommend you signing up because it's an awesome class. There are different times and days available. So I just really encourage you to do it. All right, let's talk about around the world. So here's my little issue with around the world, because when I do this segment with my clients, some of my clients, we have access to a ton of content and news items, right? And so we kind of get to choose. We get to be selective. Not right now, not in today's times, because everything or almost everything is about coronavirus, whether it's negative or positive. So it was a struggle trying to find a topic that wasn't related to coronavirus for this segment. So I apologize, even though it's not really my fault, but I still apologize. I'll try to do better next time. So what we're going to talk about today is one of my favorite shows to watch. The show is in English, but it is a Nigerian show. So the English that you hear, it's more with a Nigerian accent, a British accent. So Skinny Girl in Transit is one of my favorite shows to binge watch. I accidentally found the show when I was looking for just African movies to watch. I was in this phase where I just wanted to hear the accent of my people. I wanted to hear West African accents and things, and I found Skinny Girl in Transit. Totally fell in love with the show. I love Tiwa. She is amazing. So if you get an opportunity, if you want to watch something, if you're just looking for something to watch, Skinny Girl in Transit, it's on YouTube. Hopefully it's available in your country. I love it. If you watch it, let me know what you think about it. And then the last thing that we're going to do for today is pronunciation perfection. I think this is becoming one of my favorite parts of the show, but it's not my favorite. I think it's right after Ask Anything. And so with pronunciation perfection, what I did was I asked one of the students from the last cohort of our persuasive writing class if I could read an excerpt from his essay. And so what I want to do with this is, listen, it's super cool. I'm going to read this excerpt, and if you follow on Instagram, then you're familiar with the Listen Up Challenge. And with the Listen Up Challenge, you hear audio, and you have to write what you think you heard. So we're going to do something similar here with pronunciation perfection. So basically, I'm going to read this excerpt from the student's essay, and what I want you to do is, I want you to write what you heard me say in the comments. If you get 4 of the dictations correct, you will be entered to win one of those books that I showed earlier in the show. And you can either win my copy, I'll give it to you, or I can order you a copy and send it your way, or we'll figure out the logistics. But you need to get at least 4 correct. So from now until June, the end of June, we're going to be doing lives. And so get 4 of them correct, and you will be entered to win one of these English resources. Okay? If you don't want to do it, you don't have to. But if you do, then it's super cool because you get a free book. You ready? And you don't have to do it today, but you have until Wednesday. So every Wednesday I will check and we'll see who gets points for scoring correctly with these dictations. Let's go. Very few people have the power to change other people's minds through education, especially when communicating in a foreign language. It may take years of practice for someone to be good. It may take years of practice for someone to become a good Spanish, English, French, or Italian teacher. I'm going to read that again because I messed up. Very few people have the power to change other people's minds through education, especially when communicating in a foreign language. It may take years of practice for someone to become a good Spanish, English, French, or Italian teacher. So when the live is over, or whenever you feel like it, between now and Wednesday, go ahead and write that dictation out. And if you write it correctly, you will receive points. Once you hit 4, you'll be entered to win a free resource, which we'll just give at the end of June. All right? I think that'll work. I think that'll be really good. That's basically it for today's show. Reminder that we're on Patreon, so go ahead, check us out, and the content will be there this week. It was supposed to be there this week, but it will be there next week. There was just a lot going on, trying to do too many things at once. But I'm excited about the content on Patreon because it's not anywhere else. It's completely different lessons, the style, the format, everything is exclusively for those people, the subscribers on Patreon. And if you want to learn how to take like a simple phrase and build it out into something super cool to explain your thoughts and ideas, go to Patreon and we'll do it together. I'll show you how. Follow on social media, subscribe, like the videos, comment. I love hearing from you all, and the way this channel gets better, the way any of the platforms get better, you know I'm constantly asking for your feedback, and I love receiving feedback from you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing, for following. I will see you next Friday. Oh, make sure you check out the link for the giveaway because the giveaway starts today and you all get the first dibs on entering the giveaway to win 8 hours of English conversation or a slot in our persuasive writing course. All right, bye.